I don't know if anyone's gonna believe this, but I need to write it somewhere before I lose my mind. I've been living in this neighborhood for almost 6 years. It's quiet, it's safe, it's boring. Exactly what I needed after my divorce. For the longest time, nothing strange ever happened here. Until 3 weeks ago, when the old woman moved into the house across the street. Her name was Marla, or at least that's what she told people. No last name, no relatives visiting, no moving truck. One day the house was empty. The next day she was simply there, standing on the porch like she'd been waiting for someone to notice her. I wish I never had. The very first night she arrived, I looked out my living room window and saw her staring directly at my house. Not at the street, not at the trees, not even at my window. At me. Like she could see through the blinds, the glass, the dark. Like none of it mattered. Her expression didn't change. No smile, no curiosity, no confusion. Just watching. Like she was studying something she already owned. I tried to laugh it off. New neighbor, old lady, probably lonely. But that night I had a dream, vivid, freezing cold, of someone standing next to my bed, breathing, slow, wheezing, like they were excited. And when I woke up, my bedroom smelled like old flowers and mold. I didn't know it yet, but that smell would come back again and again. The next morning, when I opened my front door, I found something sitting on my welcome mat. A black candle, half melted, still warm, and wrapped around it was a small, tightly folded piece of yellowed paper. When I opened it, I felt this weird chill go through my stomach, because the note said, "Don't put it out. Not until I come for you." I actually laughed at first, thinking maybe some neighborhood kids were messing around. But then I looked across the street, and there she was again, Marla, standing on her porch, motionless, eyes fixed on me. Except this time, she smiled. Not a normal smile, a slow pulling, unnatural stretch of her mouth, like her face was made of clay someone was sculpting from the inside. I dropped the candle and went back inside, locking the door. I should have thrown it away, should have called someone, should have done anything except pretend it wasn't happening. That was my first mistake.
2 nights later, I woke up at 2:41 a.m. to a sound I can't unhear. Knocking. From inside my walls. 3 knocks. Slow, rhythmic, heavy. At first I thought it was pipes or something shifting. But then, something whispered through the drywall. Mine. My whole body froze. I was too scared to even breathe normally. And then I heard something else. A soft, dragging sound moving through the walls of my house, from the living room to the hallway to the outside of my bedroom. I remember pulling the blanket up like I was 6 years old again, trembling under it. The dragging stopped directly behind my bed, and then something tapped the wall. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't sleep at all. I waited in bed until sunrise, staring at the wall like it might open. When I finally got the courage to look outside, I saw her again, Marla, standing on the sidewalk, facing my house. This time, her head was tilted all the way to the side, like a bird watching something squirm. Later that afternoon, I went outside to throw away some trash. She crossed the street toward me. Her walk didn't look right. Her feet moved, but everything else stayed still, like her body floated and her legs just kept up. "Hello," she said. Her voice was wrong, too deep, too layered, like a choir whispering at the bottom of a well. I swallowed hard. "Hi, do you need something?" She looked at my house, then at me. Then she leaned in too close and whispered, You smell like him. I stepped back instantly. What? Like who? Her eyes widened, too wide. The one under the floor. I felt goosebumps rip through my arms. I went back inside and locked every door and window I had, but that night was worse. At 3:17 a.m., the electricity in my house shut off. No storm, no wind, no noise, just darkness. It swallowed the entire house at once. I reached for my phone, but the moment I picked it up, the screen glitched. Static lines, flickering white shapes. My heart dropped when a face flashed across the screen for a split second. It wasn't mine. It wasn't human. It was smiling. A slow, greedy smile. Then I heard it. Breathing. In my room. Not behind the wall. Inside. The smell hit me. Flowers left too long in a grave. And then, in the darkness, right by my ear, something whispered, "Don't be afraid. I've been waiting." I bolted out of bed and ran blindly toward the door, crashing into furniture, hitting my shin, almost falling down. I sprinted out the front door barefoot, not even stopping to grab anything. Across the street, under a street lamp, the old woman was waiting, watching me run, grinning, like she'd planned it. I drove to a small church 5 blocks away and stayed there until morning. When I got to the church, the priest wasn't surprised to see me. He opened the door before I even knocked. "Come in," he said urgently. "You brought something with you." I almost threw up. He led me into a small back room and started praying. At first, his voice was calm, but then he got louder, and louder, and louder. I heard footsteps outside the door, slow, dragging, then fingers tracing the wood, then a whisper, "Come back." It was her voice, but it sounded like my voice layered inside it. I sobbed silently while the priest kept praying until the footsteps faded. When it was over, he held my hands and said something that still makes my blood go cold. "She is not a woman. She wears the shape of one, and she chose you." I asked him why. He only said, "Because you heard her." I left the church, shaking. Back home, I finally checked the security cameras I had installed years ago. Every file from the past 3 nights was corrupted, except one. A single frame remained frozen on the screen. It showed my bedroom, and in the corner, in the shadows, was a shape. Small, bent, wrapped in a black shawl. But the worst part wasn't the shape. It was the face. Her face, but wrong. Too long, too wide, too many teeth, eyes pitch black, reflecting nothing. Her mouth was open, like she was chanting something silently. I zoomed in, instant regret, because her eyes weren't looking at me in the bed. They were looking at the camera, at the lens, at me, as if she knew I'd eventually watch it. My stomach dropped even further when I noticed something else in the frame. Her hand was reaching toward the side of the bed, toward my head. I didn't stay in the house after that. I booked a motel room 20 minutes away. I thought distance would keep her away. It didn't. The first night at 1:47 a.m., someone knocked on my motel door. 3 knocks. Slow. Heavy. I froze. Then I heard my own voice whisper through the door, "Let me in, please." She was mimicking me perfectly. Another knock. Then, "You smell like him." I shoved the dresser against the door and backed into the corner of the room, shaking, barely breathing. After a minute, I heard nails scraping the wood. Then her voice again, but different this time. Soft. Loving. It's time. The lock clicked by itself. The door cracked open half an inch, and through the gap, I saw her eye. Just one. Staring. Unblinking. Wet. Red. Smiling by itself, somehow.
I stayed awake until sunrise. This morning, I went back to my house. I shouldn't have. I know that. But I needed clothes, documents, anything. When I opened the door, the whole place smelled like grave flowers. And on my living room floor was the black candle, lit, freshly lit. Wax dripping in patterns that looked like symbols, spreading across the wood floor like veins. As I stepped closer, something scratched inside the walls again. But deeper this time. Angrier. And then, I heard a voice. From under the floorboards. A man's voice. Weak. Strained. Like he'd been trapped for a long time. He whispered, "She wants you. Because you can replace me." Every hair on my body stood straight up. I ran faster than I ever have. I'm writing this from the motel again. The dresser is against the door, the lights are on, the TV is loud. But it doesn't matter, because she found me again. I can hear her, right now, outside the door, dragging her fingers along the wood, slow, steady, patient. She's whispering something new tonight, something worse. You're already mine. If this post ends suddenly, you'll know why. And if anyone sees an old woman in a black shawl near your house, don't look at her. Don't talk to her. Don't let her smile at you. Please.